High ticket closers that are making between $5,000 and $10,000 in commission that are looking to take their numbers up to the $20,000 to $30,000 a month mark. You have no excuse not to watch this video in its entirety, especially if you clicked on it in the first place to improve your sales skills. If you're not familiar with myself, my name's Ethan. I went from having no prior sales experience to making over $30,000 a month in commission as a high ticket closer, and I've cash collected over $56,062 in a single day. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes, and I promise you, if you begin to implement some of these advanced sales techniques, you'll break through every sales plateau that you've ran into up to now and finally get to the commission you deserve. Let's jump into the call review.
Yeah, you're all good.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Nice to meet you, my man. Welcome to the call.
Yeah.
Before we dive into everything, obviously we spoke a little bit earlier. Do you have the full 45 minutes for this? Any hard stops that I should be aware of? Or
Nah, I'm all good.
Awesome, great. So what I found works best on these calls is, for starters, as I mentioned, just getting to know you and your situation a bit better. We can figure out what your goals are. I know you mentioned travel and leave the 9 to 5.
Nice, Casio.
And what it is you're actually trying to achieve with this long term.
Yeah.
After our conversation, if we're confident that this is the right next step for you,
I think everyone here should buy the Casio Quartz for about $60 and exclusively wear it on your sales calls, because I'm telling you right now, that's the key to success.
Then I'd be more than happy to run you through how we help people like yourself.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'll still always try and point you in the best direction I can. Is that
way better than the energy you would bring into your initial calls? Way better.
I've been working on that.
Yeah. Body language, tonality, the way you're presenting yourself, it feels just way better.
Is that good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. So I know that you mentioned you want to leave the 9 to 5, you want to travel, you're on about 4 to 5K a month at the moment. You'd want that to be able to leave the job. Yeah. I guess, what's the significance behind wanting to go and travel and have that location freedom?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to this guy prior?
Yeah, just for a bit of context, I triaged him before the actual call.
Got you. Like, you spoke to him on the phone?
I actually dialed him, because he was shaky in the DM. So the setter said, just give him a call, make sure he's fully up for it. So I did a little bit of discovery on a call, but then just deeper into this.
That's all good.
So really one of the main reasons,
let me just pull that back a little bit.
I can. Is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. So I know that you mentioned you want to leave 9 to 5, you want to travel, you're on about 4 to 5K at the moment, you'd want that to be able to leave the job. I guess, what's the significance behind wanting to go and travel and have that location freedom?
Yeah. So really one of the main reasons, so my fiance, she's actually in physical therapy school right now. So kind of looking to relocate with her. So that'd be another reason. But once she gets out of there, she's wanting to do travel physical therapy. And so I'm trying to find something that's going to allow me to, keep moving with her while she's, young and can make the most money. And so doing something like this would give me that freedom to be able to, work wherever she's at.
And when is she going to start traveling and working with the therapy?
So she's got about 2 more years of school left. And then that's when she'll, probably be able to pick up a job and, start traveling if that is the route she still decides to go. But that's something I'm kind of looking towards, in the future, like being able to do something online, do something remote. So that's one of the main reasons.
Okay. And what is it you do for your 9 to 5 at the moment?
I would have said, is it something that she's definitely going to do? Like, I would have got a level of certainty to it just to get a bit more of a tie down on that, because there's a big difference between, oh no, it's definitely something that she says she's going to do, compared to it's like an idea that she's playing with. Because if it's definitely something that she says she's going to do, he effectively needs to get a job that can generate him a remote income for him to then go with her. It becomes a need rather than a potential want. So just like that one little question on it, just to get a bit more of a certainty tie down on it, I would have gone for.
So I currently work at a local State Farm office. So I'm an insurance sales rep, and I mean it's a good job. I like it there, but definitely just being able to be on my own schedule is, I feel like everybody wants to do that rather than being on a set schedule.
Yeah. So you don't enjoy the being on like a set schedule side of things,
right? Yeah. I wish I'd have a little more free time, to do what I want. And so
I always push back on that. I would say, not particularly, right? There's plenty of people who work 9 to 5s. I think the vast majority of people work 9 to 5s compared to entrepreneurs. What particularly about not being able to manage your own hours, specifically for yourself, do you find to be an issue? Like, we want to always hone it in on them to not allow them to just externalize this goal. Like, well, everybody wants to make more money. Elon Musk doesn't fucking want to make more money. Everybody wants to have time freedom. They don't. There's some people who go down the corporate path that Connor probably knows, who bum off the corporate world. They're eager to climb that corporate ladder and get to the top.
Yeah,
there are people like that.
So
yeah,
that's why I'm kind of looking at some stuff like this, getting to know more about it.
Okay. So you mentioned that you like the job, but you feel like you don't have your own schedule or the time that you want.
Yeah.
And you obviously want to leave it long term to be able to travel. So do you actually like it, or is it just sort of something you're fine with at the moment?
It's probably something I'm more just fine with, because I didn't really plan to get.
Hold on, let me pull this back.
Whether being on like a set schedule side of things.
Right. Yeah. I wish I'd have a set schedule.
Okay. And what is it you do for your 9 to 5 at the moment?
So I work at a local State Farm office. So I'm an insurance sales rep, and I mean, it's a good job. I like it there, but definitely just being able to be on my own schedule is, I feel like everybody wants to do that rather than being on a set schedule.
Yeah. So you don't enjoy the being on like a set schedule side of things.
Right. Yeah.
What's the problem with being on a set schedule? That's the question. Because what have you done there, in a way?
Almost assumed that he. Yeah.
It's not like a major assumption, but it is like a mild assumption that you've made.
Yeah. Sort of just gone along with what he's briefly touched over instead of asking us.
The way to absorb this on all of your guys' calls is to just dial it back to what and how questions. Just think, are you starting the question you're asking with the word what or how? Because that's going to make your life so easy. Because you could have just said, what's bothering you about being on a schedule, or how is being on a schedule an issue? Now he's going to have to give you his own elaboration, his own story, his own reality, which will make it more powerful.
Yeah, I wish I'd have, a little more free time, to do what I want. And so that's why I'm kind of looking at some stuff like this, getting to know more about it.
Okay. So you mentioned that you like the job.
Where do you feel that your free time's currently limited? Branch off his words.
But you feel like you don't have your own schedule or the time that you want.
Yeah.
And you obviously want to leave it long term to be able to travel. So do you actually like it, or is it just sort of something you're fine with at the moment?
Because see how the questions I've asked that have just tabbed off the back of his questions would basically get this same answer. You just wouldn't have had to have fed it him.
Yeah.
It's probably something I'm more just fine with, because I didn't really plan to get into insurance sales. Like, I got a degree. I graduated last May at my local college here where I'm from, but I got a degree in marketing. So I'm more of a creative person. So that's why I feel like something like this could be good for me, and I could like it. And so that's what I feel like I'm more geared towards.
Okay. How did you land in the? Do
you feel as though you've been able to maximize your creativity? Because if he feels as though he's a creative person, that's an identity. And he's working a career that doesn't allow him to live up to this identity that he has for himself. That's going to be quite a big disconnect.
Yeah, I think that's almost the route I go down. I think I say, like, how come you ended up in that job, but without saying it like that, so it doesn't land as heavy. In the interest job then. I
had a couple buddies that's what they did before I got started, and so they kind of got my foot in the door, and it helped me get a job right out of school. But I wasn't planning on doing that. It just kind of it was kind of there for me, so I took it at the moment. But that's what I'm still in it right now. So
okay. So how long have you been in it for? Sorry.
Just over a year. So my year anniversary was in June, so just over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And how long has it been your goal for then to be able to have that time freedom back and be able to travel and work remotely?
I mean, honestly, probably since I started, because I mean, I was looking into some other side things then. Like I've done a couple of courses, like as far as like I tried AI copywriting for a little bit. That was one that I found online. I tried drop shipping. I feel like everybody probably tried that, but
at some point,
different things to be able to be on my own schedule, but still looking for something.
Yeah. And you mentioned you've been through courses before, did you say?
Yeah, I've been through 2 before, and it was kind of like, just the standard. They would give you videos to watch and then walk you through their process and things like that. But those I didn't feel like it was for me once I did get started in it. Like
And that was for dropshipping and the AI copywriting.
Yeah. And once I started them, I was really into it at one point, and then just the time that it took I feel like it was taking more time than I was seeing profit from it. And so that's kind of why I didn't really stick with those. But
how long did you stick with them for, if you don't mind me asking?
I'd say the drop shipping.
We need to layer that a little bit more. So it would be, when was that you first invested into that initial course? What was that for?
Yeah, I think I do ask when he did it. I think he says that AI was 6 months ago and the dropshipping was a little bit further than that. I think I get into that, but
got you. I would always start with that, because just think to yourself, do I have crystal clear clarity on the context?
Okay.
We need that first. It would be, so when was that? Because you mentioned 2 things there. So when was the initial investment that you made? Okay, it was back then for X, Y, Z. And you said there that you didn't quite see the results you were looking for in a certain time period. I mean, how long did you actually stick with it for? What time period had you set for yourself before you effectively deemed that it had taken too long? Because what I'm going to try and pin this guy on is the fact that no business, or the vast majority of businesses, don't make you highly successful within a short period of time. They take commitment, conviction, hard work, determination to continue doing them regardless until they do succeed. So what is it that's caused him to be the guy to give up before he's seen that success? Because would he agree that there are people who do dropshipping or do AI copywriting that have been successful and have gotten their business to that level? Does he feel as though they were the type of people that would have given up after 4 months?
Yeah, I
And
think
we'll get him on that.
I think I sort of go down that route, but not word it as well as you just did there, which is sort of why I needed it.
And that one
over.
Probably, I mean, I was the Facebook advertising and things like that. I kept getting banned on Facebook for whatever reason, and so I kind of just got stuck, not being able to progress any further. So that one was kind of, that one was just unlucky. But the AI copywriting, I'm still doing some of that, just like here and there, because the copywriting aspect of it, I do like just having that skill, because I feel like it's good for marketing and stuff that I graduated in. But as far as like that program, I watched all the videos and was engaging with it for probably about 6 months, and then I kind of once I started my job right now, I kind of had to lean more towards that, because we've got goals and stuff in my current job that I gotta prepare for, and it just.
Okay, so what happened with the AI copywriting then? Did you actually earn any money from it? Did you get anything back from it? Or?
A little bit, yeah. I seen a little bit, and it was just, I felt like it was too much.
I said, well, what would you say is a bigger priority for yourself? Getting yourself to the point where you no longer have to work that job and can make a remote income for yourself, or developing yourself in your insurance career? Because he's effectively just said that after 6 months of trying, it didn't get him where he wanted to be. So then he had to pivot his focus back to his insurance career, which he's completely dispassionate for. So where does he draw that line?
Work outside of my current job that I couldn't like balance it. And so that was really the only thing that kind of steered me away from that, because I was doing a lot of just putting things in AI, making it sound right, editing it, and so it just took a lot more time than I was expecting. I'm sure if I had more time and was able to do it probably full time, it would be worth it. But
yeah, were there people in those programs that were seeing results and achieving?
Good.
Yeah, they definitely were, but it's something that they were doing full time, so like they was able to focus all their attention towards it. But
okay, I guess when we look at things like that, do you
not believe there was anybody that was doing it part-time and saw success? Because I'm not buying the fact that there wasn't. There was definitely must have been people that were doing it part-time and still found success.
think that there was someone that did do dropshipping or the AI copywriting that was sort of in a similar situation to you, where they were doing it as a side hustle to try and achieve that travel freedom and location freedom that made it work?
Yeah, I would definitely say so, because that's kind of how their program was marketed. Like they were trying to get you that that freedom that you were
Okay.
looking for. But
Yeah. So I guess if you think that someone in a situation similar to yourself did manage to make it work,
Well, outside of the marketing, do you genuinely believe there was somebody? Because that's very different again. And people use words tactfully. People use these words consciously. He's just said, well, yeah, because that's what the marketing made out. That's him almost brushing the answer off a little bit and saying, well, that's what the marketing made out. But is that genuinely what he wholeheartedly believes?
yeah. Why do you think it didn't work for yourself?
maybe just it was either a combination of like I wasn't as passionate about that type of work as I thought I was, or maybe I didn't think about the the time that I'd have to put in to actually be able to do it. I thought it'd be a little less
Yeah.
work outside of work, but
What is it that you are truly passionate for? Boom. I'd have just jumped
Yeah.
straight on that.
Yeah.
Because then we're going to get round to highlighting the fact that he's not passionate for the job he's currently doing, yet he's continuing to prioritize that over giving himself the chance and opportunity to give himself the opportunity vehicle that he could have a passion for.
When it comes to being passionate about the goals that you have at the moment, though, how passionate are you about them?
Okay, yeah, that's on the right track. Nice.
I mean, I'm pretty passionate. Like I'm always looking.
But we don't know exactly what they are. Like I said, well, what are you truly passionate for? Like, just get him to just give us the straight up answer.
To try to find something that I am going to be interested in, and be able to at least add on to my current income, or like you were saying, replace the whole 9 to 5 and like build my own brand. Because I mean, I think that's in the age that we live in now. I feel like
What's he just said?
He wants to leave his 9 to 5 and build his own brand.
Did anyone pick up on the language he just used?
He said
The days
that's what you're
we
saying.
live on.
Someone just got it.
He said
the
that's what
days.
you're saying. Like what you're saying is to change this into his full-time career is the brand.
What were you going to say, Jeremy?
In the days that we live on, or something like that.
Connor got the answer.
Okay.
Nice fucking work, Connor. So
Cheers.
he said, as you were saying, let's run it.
I'm pretty passionate. Like I'm always looking to try to find something that I am going to be interested in, and be able to at least add on to my current income, or like you were saying, replace the whole 9 to 5 and like build my own brand.
Like you were saying, replace the whole
Yeah,
9 to 5 and build my own
That's
brand.
what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, like replace my, like he's not accepting that as reality whatsoever yet. He's saying that's what you were just saying, that I could make more money and I can do this. That's just like what you said, right?
It's crazy
And-
how it goes. Like the first couple minutes of the call is your objection, right? It's
Yeah.
fucking
So
crazy.
important. Like every single time, I'm telling you, you'll get the objection in the first 10 minutes. Every single time.
Yeah.
Because the first 10 minutes is where people will reveal uncertain language, belief systems, externalizations, all of these points of language that if we don't pull them up on, or if we let slip, or if we don't notice and we miss them, are going to come back to haunt us at the end every single time.
Yep.
Morgan,
What's
up, brother? The 30K is in the fucking building. Nice work, brother. Nice fucking work.
Thank you.
Well deserved. Very
Thanks.
well deserved. Put the hard work in, pays off. Boom. We're running a call review right now for Ethan.
Because
With Ethan.
I mean, I think that's in the age that we live in now. I feel like it's if you can build your own brand, that's that's the ultimate go, because that's a lot of people are making money like that online, and they're not really like working as hard as you'd have to being in a 9 to 5.
Yeah, for sure. I guess when it comes to the courses you tried previously, you mentioned that it was sort of a time aspect. You weren't aware of the amount of time you were going to have to put into it. And I guess I appreciate you sharing that, but can I share a perspective around that with you?
Yeah.
Okay, because time is subjective. At the end of the day,
this does need to be done. However, he's done this too many times now for us to not just bring it into the conversation. He says,
when it comes to the courses you tried previously, you mentioned that.
Or like you were saying, replace the whole 9 to 5 and like build my own brand. Because I mean, I think that's in the age that we live in now, I feel like if you can build your own brand, that's that's the ultimate go, because that's a lot of people are making money like that online, and they're not really like working as hard as you'd have to being.
What do we need to pull him up on?
Is it effort versus like time? He's saying like people are doing it with like less effort and in
So
a short
we
amount of time.
definitely need to have the time conversation with him, but does anybody else want to go before I bring it in?
I would say
Said
there's
like not
two.
work as hard as you have to.
Yeah, I would say there's two main things. He keeps saying that's one of them, and then like Ethan just said there, it seems like he's looking for something easy, where nothing good really comes easy.
So just with the language pattern he uses here,
You can build your own brand, that's that's the ultimate go, because that's a lot of people are making money like that online.
if you can build your own brand, that's the ultimate goal, because that's what a lot of people are doing online at the moment. He's said the word could and if already like 3 different times in the first 9 minutes of the conversation, and now he's also just said because that's what you see people doing. So I would immediately just say, do you genuinely believe that you can become one of those people yourself? Then I'd get his answer, and then I'd say, and the reason why I'm pulling you up on this is because have you noticed that, like, I mean, literally only in the last 9 minutes, whenever we've been talking about these goals and having your online business and being able to make that income whilst your fiance works abroad with yourself, you've said if you can make the money from the business. What would be a better way for us to say that? Then he's just going to say when, or he's going to be confused because it's a confusion statement, and I'd double down to get him to say when. How come? Because that would mean more confidence, more conviction, XYZ. So where do you feel that uncertainty is coming from in yourself when we speak about the life that you're going to live and the new career that you're going to have? Like, we can just fucking tee it up right to that from there.
Because his objection at the end was uncertainty in himself as well, so I could have handled that from the get-go.
So, and like you can see that uncertainty, like it's blatant just from the vocabulary he's using with himself, and the fact he keeps talking about other people, your words. It's all outside of himself.
Online, and they're not really like working as hard as you'd have to being a 9 to 5.
Yeah, for sure. I guess when it comes to the courses you tried,
and you can let me know if I'm completely off the mark here, but I feel as though the only reason as to why you're missing these little things is because your mind is now focused on the fact that you need to reframe him on time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So like at this point you're thinking, okay, how do I get him to this reframe that I need to hit him with now?
Yeah, because I've heard him mention that he doesn't have the time a few times, so I just sort of thought go down that route straight away.
Get that.
You mentioned sort of the time aspect, you weren't aware of the amount of time you're going to have to put into it. And so I appreciate you sharing that, but can I share a perspective around that with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
With these guys, I would just go with, do you mind if I give you some feedback? Nowadays, I think that gives you more authority. It's not your perspective, it's just giving him feedback.
Yeah.
On a correction to his way of operating that will serve him better.
Okay. Because time
I
is
tried yesterday. I tried
Yeah,
to do that in French yesterday, and
very good.
Better than a perspective. It's like just a feedback on this. And
and it's such a subtle change in language, but the reason as to why it works is because if you say, do you mind if I share a perspective? What that implies is that you are sharing your viewpoint of the world in comparison to theirs, whereas do you mind if I give you some feedback, or can I give you some feedback, implies that what you are telling them is coming from a position of authority or a position of additional knowledge that they don't possess, which just naturally makes it land harder.
Yeah.
How we spend it comes down to what we prioritize. So, I mean, let's break it again. Let's break it down again for a second. You said,
would you not agree that how we spend it comes down to what we prioritize and what we value most? Yes. then move on. Phrase it as a question, don't tell them.
You'd agree that there's somebody out there who also didn't have much time but still found a way to achieve their goals in life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So with that being the case, would it be fair to say to yourself that blaming it on time?
I would just this is such a subtle language difference, but rather than, so you would agree that there's somebody else out there who still didn't have the time but made it work, right? Yeah. I would just say it as, well, would you agree that there has been somebody else out there who also was busy working a job, had limited time, but still found a way to prioritize their real passion and goals in life and make it work? Yeah. Because if we say, because you'd agree that XYZ, right? It's like you're almost teeing them up to just nodding dog say yeah. Like, yeah, because you're effectively assuming that they're going to say yeah by saying it that way. So they just are. You want them to own that. Like, yeah.
Time can't be the sole reason as to why it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely, a good point, because I mean, if you really want something, you gotta go get it. You gotta chase it. And so I know that's definitely, the case with a lot of things. Like, you can't just expect it to, work out, not putting that time in.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess,
and I appreciate how you acknowledge that and you understand that. I guess what happens if you keep allowing the idea that you have no time?
Given the fact you're aware of this, what stopped you from applying that same mentality? Boom. Because if they've just admitted that they buy into that way of thinking and that ideology, that he's contradicting the decisions he's made.
Mm-hmm.
You got a question, Jeremy?
Can you say it back? Because I feel like it was a gem.
Let me
But
bring it back.
How you acknowledge that?
No, but what you said, given the fact that, would you agree?
What happens if you keep allowing the idea that you have no time?
I just want to see what you said again.
What we spend, it comes down to what we prioritize. So, I mean, let's break it again. Let's break it down again for a second. You said you'd agree that there's somebody out there who also didn't have much time but still found a way to achieve their goals in life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So with that being the case, would it be fair to say to yourself that blaming it on time can't be the sole reason as to why it didn't work?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely, a good point, because I mean, if you really want something, you gotta go get it. You gotta chase it. And so I know that's definitely, the case with a lot of things. Like, you can't just expect it to, work out, not putting that time.
Given the fact you're aware of that, what stopped you from applying that same mentality to your goals?
Nice.
Because if they've just acknowledged and admitted this, you can immediately flip it on them very easily. And that they can't get offended by that, obviously, because they've just agreed to it.
Yeah, and I appreciate how you acknowledge that and you understand that. I guess what happens if you keep allowing the idea that you have no time to stop you from starting or continuing something and changing your circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, probably being stuck in the 9 to 5 is what I assume. That's why
You better get him on that. You better get him on that.
I'm trying to find something that I can, be passionate towards and, put.
Is it probably or definitely?
Mm-hmm.
Every time. Do not let them get away with that. Well, is it probably or definitely? Because he's still weaseling his way out of taking ownership of these answers.
Put my all into that. So,
okay.
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you giggling at this whole fucking time, Morgan? Like, you've been like smirking in the corner of my screen this whole time.
He's in the Slack agency, like, and he's chirping a girl that collects 500 on 5K PIF, and she's mad at him, and that's what's going on, and it's pretty funny too.
This little chirper, man. You better be locked in, Morgan. I'm gonna pull you up with a random question in a minute.
Because at the end of the day, like, whatever vehicle it is that gets you there, inevitably it's going to be hard work.
Yeah, because look, Ethan, he didn't take ownership of this answer.
And, be passionate towards and, put my all into that. So, I get what you're saying, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like,
he said that as well. I get what you say, though, yeah. Well, it's not about anything to do with what I'm saying. What do you genuinely, wholeheartedly believe after what we've just spoke about? Always pull them up on that. Whenever somebody says probably, well, is it probably or is it definitely? You can do it like that. You see, I used tonality there. I'm not saying, well, is it probably or definitely? That's confrontational, but you could go, well, is it probably or definitely? They're going to go, definitely. And then he said there, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, it's got nothing to do with what I'm saying. Like, what do you genuinely, wholeheartedly believe after what we've just spoke about there? No, I believe this. Now it's their words, not your words.
Whatever vehicle it is that gets you there,
Mhm.
inevitably it's going to be hard work,
Okay.
and you're going to have to find the time for it.
Mhm.
So, I guess when it comes down to it, is it fair to tell yourself that you didn't have the time in the past when you mentioned that you're passionate about the results you want to get, or do you feel like there's something sort of internal and like coming from an extreme ownership perspective?
Yeah.
What do you feel has actually held you back internally that has stopped you from being resourceful and prioritizing the time needed to change your situation?
Probably just, I mean, it's probably a
Good.
combination of just like, maybe procrastinating a little, or, thinking that, I could be spending it, spending my time on other things when, really I need to be building something while I'm younger, because, that you're not going to always have that free time that, say, I've got right now when I'm 23. So
Morgan, when somebody says it's procrastination, where can we take it from here?
That's a great fucking question. Can tell you.
Come on. Someone in this call knows the path, right? He's just said, oh, it's probably like procrastination, right?
Yeah, it's
Guess
not
from
a
the
lack of
artist's mirror.
Oh, Jeremy, go.
yeah, like it's not that it's lack of motivation, but more like I think it's those who feel ready to take the step versus those who decides to be ready, or like, well, something like that. But in
Is this
English,
where you
it's
go
like,
down the 5 minute to get to the door for $1 million route, right?
yeah.
I always
If I
I
had a
tee it up with that
lottery,
analogy. Yeah, I always do. It's
okay.
easier way to say that. Well, when people say that they've procrastinated, I mean, it's a very common issue that people fall into. But after taking thousands of these calls, speaking to a lot of people, what I've usually found is that procrastination is very, very rarely a lack of motivation. Because I'm sure you would agree. Would you say it's very important for yourself to get yourself a job that can generate you an online income so that you can be working on something you're passionate for? Yes. See, so it's very rarely a lack of the fact that you're not motivated to pursue that, but it's a lack of certainty that the effort you put in will actually pay off. Because let me ask you this, if I told you that you had to get to your front door in the next 5 minutes and I guaranteed you a check for $1 million, would you procrastinate? No. How come? Well, because I'd get $1 million. I know it'd be there. And I mean, heck, let's say I said you had to get to Guatemala in the next 5 days to get a check for $1 million. Would you still find a way? Yeah.
Everybody would do that. Yeah.
So, in regard to achieving your goals and putting your wholehearted effort into starting this business for yourself, where is that lack of certainty coming from? There you go. That's how we get him from right where he is right now to the internal limiting belief.
Yeah,
He'll
I've
get
actually
right there.
I've got to shoot, as I mentioned earlier, Ethan, but I'll see you boys all Friday.
Sweet. Watch the rest of
Peace.
the recording. I'll let you know if we run some good stuff.
Yeah, appreciate it. See you later, boys.
probably just, not having my, my goals set, to where they really need to be is what I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess procrastination isn't really about a lack of motivation, right?
Yeah.
He could have got clarity. So like, you all need to write this down. It's clarity before reframe every single time. It's clarity before reframe, because he's just said, I didn't set my goals where they should be, or set my goals high enough. Is something he said there, very similar. I would have just said, well, when you say like you didn't set your goals kind of high enough where they should be, like how do you mean? Because the only reason as to why he hasn't set himself high goals is because he has a lack of confidence in himself and his capability. That's it. That's the only reason why people set themselves low goals, because they don't believe they can get to the high goal. Otherwise, they'd set it high. And this is all tying into the fact that Ethan said that the objection that comes up at the end is he has a lack of certainty and belief in himself.
It comes from a deeper place.
Mhm.
Like most of the time, it's not that people are actually lazy. It's that they don't fully believe that the effort they put in will pay off.
Right, yeah.
Because
Ethan's done well here to actually have the reframe ready to go, though.
if you knew for a fact that taking action would guarantee success, would you still hesitate and not make the time?
Probably not. And I think
Oh, he's just not catching him on that, man. Come on. The probably has to be caught. It has to be. If you don't catch the probably, you're just cooked, because they are not owning their answers. Probably is still giving himself an out. Every single time he answers, he's giving himself an out. Probably.
that's why I really,
Are you going to go to the gym tomorrow morning? Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, then, you're fucking not, are you?
those other programs I've tried, well, I kind of just fell out of, the love for them because I wasn't seeing like that it would actually make that change for me, I guess, like
Mhm.
I wasn't seeing past it, but
Yeah. I guess when it comes to obviously the previous things and even something like this,
Mhm.
does it make sense to wait to see results to be able to believe in it?
not really. Because I mean, if there's,
This is super nitpicky, but you guys know what I'm like. Ethan's allowing him to use this wishy-washy uncertain language because he also continues to say the word I guess. We're not guessing here, but unfortunately Ethan himself just said I guess. He's mirroring the language that he's using. And if you say I guess, we are not here to guess. If a doctor said, always use this, but I think it works every single time. If you were like, hey, like if I take this medication, is it actually gonna relieve my symptoms? And he was like, I mean, I guess if we look at it, I guess it should. You'd be like, what? Well, fuck. On a little bit more conviction than that, doc.
if there's already proven results out there, you would think like if you just put in that time,
If there's proven results out there,
then you can do the same thing.
Yeah. So when it comes to
if there's proven results out there, you can do the same thing. Oh wait, you can do the same thing? Like, do you mean me or do you mean you? Oh, I mean me. Oh, I thought I just got confused when you said the word you. Super easy confusion statement to correct them on the use of you language, which you should do with people when it gets to this point and all of his language is external.
so obviously wanting to see results and wanting to see them to be able to move forward with something, is there almost like where does the doubt come from that you wouldn't be able to see the results and that?
Good, he corrected himself there because I think he was going to give a wishy-washy question and he just went in for it.
That particular vehicle wouldn't work?
I guess like I'm not sure really. Maybe just that I'm putting too much time towards this when if I maybe focus on just a like a 9-to-5 career, then I could make good money in that. Because like whenever I went to college, I thought like get my degree, that would get me a good job and I would be cool with it. But haven't seen that so far. So I mean, maybe just I don't know, maybe just kind of second guessing everything is what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you feel like?
What would you say the fact of the matter really comes down to the finances or pursuing a career that you actually have a passion for? Like, what's more important to yourself? I'm pulling him up on that as well.
You're second guessing specifically.
Maybe just like the route, the route that I went down. Maybe for my career, like graduating and stuff. Like maybe I could went a different route, or I feel like marketing is something that I like because I mean this in a way is marketing, like this type of
body language. Who's picking up on it? What's he doing over and over and over again?
Covering his throat and his chin and stuff with his hand.
Yeah. And he's
What does
like,
that mean?
Yeah.
If you cover your face with your hand in any way, shape, or form, that is defensive posturing because you feel safer when you have hands in front of your face.
But sometimes I do that on calls. Sometimes I'm like this on calls.
I'm always like this.
No, this like this is okay. Even this is okay at times. I still prefer if I don't do this, if I catch myself doing it. The difference is like this. Like if you cover your
Okay.
mouth, if people cover their mouth, that is a defensive posture. It's like if you're watching a scary movie, what do? You
You look
fucking
away.
pull the blanket up, right?
Mhm.
You fucking pull the blanket up because you somehow feel safer watching a fucking
Yeah, that makes
scary
sense.
film. And one thing that you really need to be cautious of is that. This.
Crazy thing about that is the guy I picked yesterday, he was doing this. Like I got
Yeah,
him. I knew I got him. So I mirrored him
yeah,
and I put it in sync back with my movement. Like
good.
I think
That's really
I
good.
don't think he noticed, but I made the exact same move. Then I opened back again, and his shoulder just
Nice.
dropped
That's
off.
some
Yeah,
fucking really high level shit. Nice work. Good
I was
mirroring.
happy. Yeah.
Mirroring's
Wait,
really
so when
powerful.
someone does that, you can do that also?
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I
you
was
go.
just gonna. Jeremy can answer if you want for it, but like mirroring is humans have a tendency to want to mirror the people that they're with. Like when you're walking with your friend, there's a chance that your feet start to sync up, like the pace of your steps. When you're conversating with somebody over dinner, you'll potentially start to sit the same way as they're sat or posture the same way that they're sat. So, like what Jeremy's picking up on is the fact that when somebody crosses their arms, that is defensive body language. That
Yeah.
is protective, defensive body language. So, if you mirror their body language, that then obviously they begin to relate to you because their brain starts to see you as similar to them. So, the moment you do that, and then you ease up your body language, and then you shift your body language, there's a higher probability chance that they're going to now mirror you back and change the way they're currently sat. It's why I always take my calls like this. Because if I'm leant back, if I've lowered my shoulders, if I have this calm posture, it's going to instill that into them.